great to have you here.
So great to be here. Thank you for having me.
So, tell us how you got started in this entertainment world.
Well, it's a long story. Thankfully, it's been a blessing. I actually grew up in a family that did music and that did song. My mom was in a big band, one of the biggest Latin American cumbia bands of all time called Sonora Dinamita de Don Lucho Argain. And so I would see her performing so much that it just inspired me to want to be a star, or just emulate any type of thing that she did. I feel like if you just do art and channel the art that you have within you, that just makes you shine, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. So little 3-year-old, 5-year-old me, thankfully was inspired from a very young age. The first thing that I remember doing is dancing in my living room to Madonna, La Isla Bonita, and just knowing like, oh my goodness, this is the best feeling ever. And I always I knew what I wanted to do, thankfully. And so I begged my parents to like help me get acting classes, but since didn't know English growing up, they just didn't know how to do anything for me, just marking me and take me to auditions. And now I'm very thankful because I was able to have a beautiful childhood and do all the things like going to high school and all of that. But in the moment, I was always like yearning and happy for an opportunity. But when I went to high school, or when I graduated high school, my parents were like, you know what, now you can do what you want to do. And so since then, I went into background, and I found out how to get a manager and an agent. And from there, I've just been working really hard. Also at the same time, doing theater in college and outside of college, I also performed a lot of theater, which helped me learn a lot. And thankfully, now all I really do is just perform or do theater and all that stuff.
Now, you did a lot of different theater. You worked with some interesting people.
Yes. I was actually very, very lucky. Like I said, I did theater when I was in college, and then I wanted to do theater outside because I loved it so much. And I found Casa 101, who is Josefina Lopez Theater, and it's in Boyle Heights. So I was able to perform 2 of her original plays. One is called Remembering Boyle Heights, and that takes you through the history of Boyle Heights, which is her city and her town, and then also Queen of the Rumba, which is such a blessing. I'll always have that in my heart because I was able to portray the Queen of the Rumba, Alicia Parla, who brought the rumba from Cuba to Paris and all of Europe and to the United States as well. So being able to just perform that live, written by Josefina Lopez, who wrote Real Women Have Curves, it's always going to be an honor.
What was it like to work with her?
Oh, she's beautiful. She's really wonderful. She has this very beautiful presence and just a lot of wisdom and a lot of heart, because I feel like she made her theater right in her community, opening doors to future generations, and she already inspired me. So she's a total sweetheart and a queen.
Now, I'd love to hear more about what is the Latino theater scene like here in LA?
Well, actually, I think a lot of people know each other. I feel like I said, well, there's Los Angeles Theater Company, the Theater Center, which is ran by Jose Luis Valenzuela, and it was also inspired from Teatro. A lot of theater companies, because back in the 70s there were a lot of theater companies that were Latinos actually, and so like even Culture Clash, all of those theater people, they made that seed and it grew. But I feel like now everyone knows Josefina Lopez, because everyone, I feel like goes to her theater, gets inspired. Even Xolo Maridueña from Blue Beetle, he started in Casa 101.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm saying it's a beautiful little hidden gem that it has a lot of heart and is very known in the theater community. And a lot of people know each other, and I think we all kind of know how it is to grow up in this industry, kind of like in our own pace now, which is awesome.
Now you started in theater, but now you work in film.
Yes, yes. So, right in the middle of the time where we all paused, I decided, well, it was a time where that I was going into film, but thankfully it didn't stop me, and so I just kept going, and I had already a couple of short films in there, but, right in the stop, I got my first manager, agent, and all of that, and thankfully right now I just came back from London premiering Angels May Cry, which is a short film written by Quentin Dominguez, and it was selected for the London Short Film Festival, and I was able to be the lead for that one called The Lead Role of Ava. So it was wonderful to be in that film.
That's great. Tell us about that film.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's actually interesting because, like I said, from Casa 101, I did Queen of the Roomba, and the director, Corky Dominguez, he brought his nephew, and his nephew was the director of the short film, or the film, because it's turning into a film, but I was able to work with two generations of directors, one in theater, one in film, and it's very Los Angeles, very gritty and raw, and about heartbreak, and how in Los Angeles everyone takes kind of love for granted, which is a little sad, but it's a reality, I think. Yeah.
Now, how did your background in theater help you in film?
Oh, I think just being able to be comfortable in being uncomfortable, because having a camera right in front of you, it like you think, oh, all these actors, it's so easy, but it's really like you get stuck, you get so nervous. It's kind of like, oh, I forgot how to be human. But having the background in theater, I feel like it helps you be a little bit more relaxed and loose, and just easily be more able to portray emotions and all the things that you'd like to do.
Now, you do acting, but you're still also a singer,
Yes.
and you're also a songwriter.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I grew up with my family performing, and music is my life. Both of my parents, they met when they were in different cumbia bands. They met, so I always say I was brought up from cumbia, made with cumbia in my blood, and so just having that background, it inspired me to do music. And at some point I had to choose either acting or music, and so I chose acting, but along the way music found me, and at some point in 2019 someone asked me to write a song, and then it was really hard at first, but then I realized that I loved doing it, and now I have almost 10 songs, and just releasing them little by little on in my own pace, and finding the different types of sounds that I like, and working with a lot of really awesome producers.
I understand you have a music video that you're working on.
Yes. This is going to be the music video for the song You, which is out now on all platforms. And I was able to work with Fabian from Cinnabot Films, which he's amazing. I feel like he's just a very passionate filmmaker, and he doesn't stop just at, oh, okay, we got it. No, like he loves going above and beyond and finding, okay, let's do the best that we can and find the nuances and the awesome things we can do. And it's been such a pleasure working with him, and now I am editing it to finish it off, and I'm very excited. It's going to be really awesome, very, very wild music video, something that I've never done before, but with a lot of heart.
Now, tell us about the song You. Tell us about it.
So, I've never said this before, but the inspiration for You, it sounds like I'm singing it to someone that I'm in love with, that I'm yearning for, but it really isn't. The inspiration for this song is actually my siblings, and it's actually about love that is based on family, or people could take the song for however they would like to, interpret it, but to me, it's about how my siblings, at some point back in 2011, 2010, I lost a family member that was so dear, and I went through really patch in my childhood, and when my baby brother Dylan was born, he kind of like brought my little brother and I the spark back into our eyes, and so he and my baby sister Chelsea as well, now that we're grown up, because my brother Mikey and I, we kind of are the same age, but the little ones, they're like a complete different alpha generation, Gen Alpha, and so just seeing them, it brings us so much joy to take them out and do things, and so that they give us that pull to like see the world as kids again and be super beautiful and see the world as a beautiful place, and we're super thankful for that. And the song is about how you bring me back from like the saddest place to a beautiful rainbow. So it's a very special song for me.
So your family's been very influential to you in your music.
Very, very, very influential. And yeah, it has a lot of soul. That song means a lot to me. Mm-hmm.
So, into your family, what have been your musical inspirations?
My musical inspirations, I would say, well, first of all, my mama, with the cumbia and Don Chorga, and also Selena. She's always going to be one of my biggest icons. I feel like I'm always going to be sad when I see a video of her, because it was such a beautiful potential lost. And I think she's right there with Michael Jackson, Madonna. She's one of the greats. And so if only they gave her a little more time, but she was there, and thankfully we have her a lot. I also really love Madonna and Cyndi Lauper and Pat Benatar, and just women that could sing and just be loud and beautiful, and yeah, Toni Braxton also is one of my favorite singers. And yeah.
Now you still sing and perform with your family.
Yes, I do. Yes, right now I actually have a performance coming up on the 12th at the Hawaiian Gardens Fair, and it's going to be really awesome. We're going to be closing out the night in a beautiful community that I also was part of at some point, kind of adjacent from Lakewood, Hawaiian Gardens. So yeah, going back to sing live with my family, it's always a blessing.
So can we hear a sample of music?
Oh yes, of my music. Well, I could sing to you my latest song, You.
Yes, I'd love to hear it.
Okay. So it goes. You make it all come true, and it's all for you. I'd give you more than I can hold in my two arms for you. I can't explain the way you make it feel alright, even when everything crashes down inside. I found you walking through the darkest night. I could have drowned, but I know it all comes back to you. Waking up and feeling like everything just has a meaning, like it never hurt, like it always simply was. This moment where you'll always stay in my arms.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, so those lyrics, it could mean about a loved, any type of loved person, but for me, it definitely was my siblings and my family, and they make the fight not even feel like I'm fighting at all, because it's just when you have that love, you can fight until the end of the world. It doesn't matter when you have that type of love.
Now, I would love to know, because the industry is steadily changing, and there's like steadily becoming more representation for Latinas, for all different people. Tell us about like what it's like to be working in this industry and trying to get more diverse representations out there.
I think it's very interesting to be in this situation. I feel like forever we've tried to have a more representation, and we've been fighting for it, but I think the definite answer to that is going to be to not only give actors opportunities, but to give directors and writers and all Latino people, since I talk about Latino, but the people that you want to see in the rooms where they get to make the decisions and to make the calls, because someone that is from another country is not going to know how to represent another that is not theirs, that they didn't grow up with, and they don't understand how important it is to have a story told exactly how it is. It's like me trying to tell a story from someone in Ukraine, I wouldn't be able to tell their story because I didn't grow up and I don't know the small nuances. So I think to have representation, we have to go all the way up to the producers, the directors, and I think the most important thing that we can do is to inspire the younger ones, the younger kids, or even not just the baby younger ones, the people coming out of high school thinking, what do I want to do with my life? You know, they can definitely, especially if you live here in Los Angeles, you can get a job in the film industry and do not be discouraged. You know, every type of, you know, even becoming a lawyer is like extremely hard. So if you have a passion for filmmaking, for anything that like that, just go for it, and you're the one that's going to be giving the opportunities to your community and telling those stories. So it's you know, I think that's definitely the way. But right now, just, you know, keep auditioning, and it would be amazing for people to, you know, to open up their hearts and see that every type of person and ethnicity deserves to have their story told.
Are there any filmmakers working right now that you particularly admire?
Oh yes, I mean there are so many, but right now I mean I love Greta Gerwig. She's you know, she really inspired me with Lady Bird and Little Women. I love her vision. Even with Barbie, she did a great job. But I think my favorite one was Lady Bird. It was really a beautiful story about a mom and a daughter, and those stories don't get told very much. So that one was awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Where can our audiences find out more about you and your music?
Oh yes, you can find me on Angel Peaches, Angel_Peaches on Instagram, and angelpeaches.com. You can find also merch on angelpeaches.com, as well as music on all platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. And expect that music video to come by very, very soon.
I cannot wait to see it. Thank you
you
so much, Angel, for
Thank
being here with
you.
us.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure. Bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
ITV.
Bye.